Believe it or not, what we're about to show you today might be the best this park has looked since pre-COVID. Join us as we take you on a complete tour around the park, every land and every attraction, and where we'll find good news and good vibes everywhere we look. This is our State of Disneyland report. This is Fresh Baked. Really easy to start a show with the Dapper Dans doing Christmas carols and the sounds of the Disneyland Railroad arriving here at the Main Street station. Last time we broadcast this State of Disneyland report to you guys 2 weeks ago, neither one of those things were here. Neither one of those things were a thing, or at least being up here on this platform anyway, broadcasting, because all the walls are down here at Disneyland Railroad, and the Christmas holiday season has begun. Happy holidays to you, everybody. Merry Christmas to everybody. It's going to be that way for the next month and a half, and I couldn't be happier about that. We were here on a Monday afternoon, getting a late start. It is 1:29 in the afternoon right now on this Wednesday, or I'm sorry, on this Monday. We're getting a late start because I just spent the past couple hours, 2.5 hours I spent covering the walls are down at New Orleans Square at the Haunted Mansion, and I was hitting that this morning. Hopefully you guys caught our little breaking of video, and we'll probably have already maybe seen the standby video. I'm not sure where that's going to fall, but anyway, enough of that. We're here to do a State of Disneyland report. We're here to do one of my favorite things of all time, and that is keep you guys up to date on what's happening in Disneyland. Let's get a vibe check down Main Street right now on this Monday afternoon. All right, I hope you guys are ready for this. This is my favorite part of the journey. I love doing State of Disneyland reports. I love walking down these steps in preparation for a vibe check down Main Street. And I have to tell you, the vibe that I've been feeling so far today, even though I spent most of my morning in New Orleans Square, the vibe that I've been feeling around here is just fantastic. Look at everybody and how festive they are with their Christmas sweatshirts and sweat outfits or whatever. I love the costumes this year with Minnie and Mickey and all them. The costumes look great. All right, here we go. To recap, it is 1:40 p.m. right now. We are, or it is, I should say, 69 degrees today. I think the high is going to be in the low 70s. It's kind of perfect. A little overcast, which is nice for a holiday season. Get the music. Come down Main Street. It's beautiful. We got crowds flanking Main Street right now because there's a 2:30 parade about ready to fire. So that's going to go off in a little less than an hour, starting at...
Half-baked.
Oh, hey, how are you?
Good job on all the videos.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, starting at Small World. So it feels a little bit more crowded here than it might normally, with the with the guests sitting on the street, standing there. If there was no parade happening, they wouldn't be here. They'd be somewhere else in the park. It's actually kind of mild, right? It's kind of mild. I'm not having any difficulty right now walking down Main Street. I am doing it with a big dumb smile on my face right now, though. I wish you guys could see this. Well, I suppose you could, but I don't want to turn it around right now. On that note, while I'm full of positivity and cheer, probably not for long because I already know what I'll be talking about here in a minute, and that's the reservation calendar. Let's get back up at the top of Main Street, Disneyland Railroad Station. Take a look at that calendar. It's kind of interesting. We'll bring this to you while Donald is entertaining guests down there, getting pictures taken. Starting as usual with single day tickets, the first thing I want to observe though today is that I'm really curious to see how, we all know that Disney stopped selling Magic Keys, and the going theory is that they decided to do that so that they could sell that Disney Plus buy two, get one free package. And so I want to sort of observe that first, that single day ticket sales are still a priority for Disney, and we're going to see the effect on, well, we already know the effect on Magic Keys in the sense that they've stopped selling them almost immediately after they started, which is kind of ridiculous, and it triggers me a little bit, but I don't want to get into that. So be aware that right now you can buy tickets to Disneyland during the holiday season. Not for January, not for some off season, not for spring. Right now you can buy a ticket and go. I think it starts on the 27th, the time frame. You can, if you're a Disney Plus subscriber, buy two and get one free. So it's about $100. They're billing it as $110 a day ticket. Not a bad deal. I do believe I will be gifting that to some folks this year. As for the single day ticket calendar goes, why do we even bother anymore, right? Disney has made it clear that that's their favorite kind of guest, is the single day ticket calendar guest. And it is wide open. There are no sold out dates. Haven't seen a sold out date since Kennedy was president. So we'll just, cruise right by that. I will note though, today, let's see, today is a tier 6 day. As a matter of fact, this whole week up until Saturday, which is weird, Saturday is tier 5. But Monday through Friday, this week, all tier 6. So as far as our theory goes, we should be seeing minimal crowds today. Well, minimal relative to what we would expect normally for Christmas. The Christmas season brings guests, no doubt about it. So you kind of just have to use that as a filter. It's not going to be dead, but it's not going to be, we'll survive. You know what I mean? We're going to be able to manage the day today, I think. Let's get into Magic Keys next. Out of the blue, this is what our calendar looks like today, which is just wonderful. Now, the only day that's not there right now is, well, tomorrow already did sell out, but they replenished Monday, they replenished Wednesday, they replenished Friday. It looks like some Saturdays, not to mention, let's get into December, which was super, super bleak. I have been trying for a month, I think. I've been trying for a month to pick up Friday the 6th because I do a lot of, my construction reports on Fridays. Miraculously, that date has become available again, as that other dates here in December. This is the old schedule. This is the old calendar that was as of 8 a.m. this morning. And now take a look at this beauty. All those dates are now available. I got to update. Let's see. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so previously, old calendar in December, the first week, the only day available was the 3rd Tuesday for DCA start. And then the 8th was sold out, 12th was sold out, 13, 20, and then some available dates further on into the month. But now, you got 5 days available this week. Okay, so what's the point? The point I'm trying to make is that it's not, how's it going? The point I'm trying to make is that it's not because those dates, what, did people cancel? No, they did not cancel. It's because Disney just turned it on. And they can do that anytime they want. That's the issue that I have. That's the issue that I have with the reservation system, is not so much that it exists, it's that they make it look like it's sold out when it's not. If it were sold out, it would be sold out for good. It would always be sold out, right? That's it. It's sold out, but it's not. It's not sold out. There's dates there. There's dates available. You just can't have them because they're not satisfied with how things are going with single day tickets at that moment. And they want to make sure they hold them back to create that artificial demand, to create that urgency and that anxiety, and they, to force people to do the things that they don't maybe not want to do. But here we are now. They've gotten their information and or they've achieved whatever goal they were trying to achieve. So they've unlocked those reservation dates, and here we are. So now I can go to Disneyland again tomorrow. Let's get back to work. Now, don't misunderstand. In spite of the fact that I am, as always and forever, rebellious against the reservation system, it doesn't mean that I can't still love and appreciate Disneyland as a place. Still want to be here. There are those of us who have the capability to feel many different ways about a thing. There's a wide variety, a wide range of ways that we can feel. We can be both happy and unhappy with a product or a service, and that's anything, you know, irrespective of whether or not it's Disneyland or something like that. But you know, I can love Disneyland and still be upset about how they handle the reservation system and Genie or Lightning Lane and all that. In the same way that I can still be a fan of the California Angels. You know what I'm saying? I'm an Angel fan. They're not great. Their management sucks, and they're very, very terrible at their jobs. But I still love them, and I'm still a fan. So you know, it's that kind of thing, right? We shouldn't have to either accept every single part of it or reject every single part of it. That's some sort of modern, you know, social media created feeling that people seem to want to have, where it's either everything or nothing. And I don't obviously subscribe to that. And I feel like even the people who do say things like, if you hate the reservation system so much, why do you still go? If you think it's too expensive, why do you still go? I think even those people feel two ways about it. They just won't admit it. So, you know, I just feel like saying that because, you know, every 2 weeks I usually have something to say about the reservation system, and yet I'm here. Well, there you go, and that's why. Because I love Disneyland. Disneyland's awesome. And we just have to endure. We can complain and do whatever, but we do have to still endure if we want to participate in the magic and wonder that is Disneyland. And I want to participate in the magic and wonder that is Disneyland. I also want to go to Adventureland, even though as we do so, we won't be able to hear that music anymore. It's already fading out, and there it goes. Yep, just barely in the background there. There goes the Christmas music. It's too bad they can't play it. Well, usually they do play Christmas music now in Frontierland and New Orleans Square. I shouldn't say now, but I feel like it's a new track. Something we noticed when we were here on the 15th. It sounds like they have a new Christmas music loop for Frontierland and New Orleans Square. But they don't play holiday music here in Adventureland. This is feeling kind of intense right here. There are people in the building. My goodness. That's what you're looking for right there, is how difficult is it for you to... Do you have to do a lot of sidestepping and like sliding around, stopping, starting? That's when you know it's a sticky crowd. And that was a little sticky.
This place has the ghost.
And with that, we'll make our first stop at the Jungle Cruise, which looks kind of busy. Those folks are posted, which is interesting because there's no Lightning Lane at Jungle Cruise, so they shouldn't be stuck. It could be, I don't know, they're just having a hard time of it, but you know, Jungle Cruise should move at the same pace no matter how busy the park is. It should keep moving at the same pace. It could be fuller, longer, but it still should have the same rhythm to it. We got guests on the top left and we got guests on the top right. That means busy. This is unusual. That means it's a busy day. It's posted 40 minutes, and it probably is about that. If they're using that up there, then you'd be doing well to get done within 40 minutes there. Meanwhile, look at this traffic coming in from New Orleans Square. See if we can't make our way across to check in on Indiana Jones Next, which is currently posted at 60 minutes. I will say though that when I first entered this land, I took a peek. Oh, wow. I was gonna say I took a peek and it said 70, and then now I just out of the corner of my eye saw it drop down to 45. Alrighty then. So it went from 70 to 60, or 75 to 60 to 45, all within, I would say, maybe 5 minutes. This is Lightning Lane. Oh dear. Okay, well still, that's not bad. Okay, we're coming around the corner here. What could have happened? Well, the 70 minutes was probably a call to action for people to stay away, and so they did for a little while. And so they were able to process a bunch of the queue. And yes, sure enough, look at this. Even on a busy day, we just looked out there. It looked like Manhattan, you know, crossing through Adventureland right there. But meanwhile, back in the queue, if you actually look in the back of the queue, you find a very manageable queue right here. If you were here right now, this is one of the goest situations we'll find today. So very, very go. This is, because you're not going to get this kind of opportunity here very often. If you see this on a busy day, just go ahead and jump in there. Even though that lightning lane queue looked a little scary, this is definitely pleasant. And these guests will be cleared here in 10 minutes or so, maybe 7 or 8 minutes on the bridge, and then 20 minutes or so inside the building. It won't even be 45 minutes. That's delightful. There are some queues where you could just show up and you can see what's happening. You already know what's going to go on. You can just walk in and put eyeballs on it. There are other queues where you have to do a little bit of extra work. Other queues where you got to find the back. Indiana Jones is one of those queues where you absolutely need to walk back there. Spend 30 seconds, walk back there, find the queue, and then come back out and make your decision. This is one's like that. Space Mountain is like that, but it's a little less easy because you have to go up the ramps and around the the candy cane forest and all that. It's a little more difficult to do that, but that is another one. But Indiana Jones, definitely got to walk back there and take a look at that queue. It's not even 45. It's not even 45. So let's wait. I was just gonna say, are we going to Pirates? Is that a queue? Or people just standing around? No, that's a queue. They're moving there. Okay, there they go. Okay, so the queue is on the bridge. I think I walked by here earlier today when I was on my way to the Haunted Mansion, which we'll talk about in a second. I thought I saw a 45-minute queue. Oh. I mean, it says 40.
Come on.
But all this emptiness right there is not very 40. Let's see if they are running it through New Orleans Square towards Haunted Mansion. And I'm having a hard time talking about Pirates right now, knowing what's ahead of us, because Haunted Mansion has been dominating my thoughts for the better part of 5 hours. And hi guys, we're gonna see if these two queues meet. But that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it is extending out here, but I'm not sure that's 40 minutes. No, that's it, right here. They're turning around right there. I'd have been inclined to call it 45 if they had been using, all this roped off section here, which they do sometimes when it gets super busy, which means it's not super busy. But they're not doing that, so I would call that one maybe 30 minutes. That's on the high end, I would bet. We're gonna come back to Pirates of the Caribbean here in just a minute, I think. Yeah, well, yes, we are, because I have some thoughts on, some of the effects of what's happening with the Haunted Mansion today. I arrived this morning. We're here. We're gonna start talking about it. I arrived this morning to find that all of the construction walls were down. Well, not just at Magnolia Court, but inside the queue as well. Where they're building the ADA elevator and everything. All the construction walls are down. So there's obviously the main entrance to Haunted Mansion. Still in virtual queue today. Can't really get in there to look at the queue, so we'll hang a left and head into Magnolia Court, where last week obviously we saw the walls come down here. People are enjoying this space, but this is where we get a pretty good idea of the lack of construction walls that are up. We've got some footage here also that we shot this morning that we can share with you, but we'll start back here. And you can see, the construction walls are down. We get a complete view of the pergola, the extended queue. Just pop in here real quick. I don't know where this video is going to fall. If I've already done our standby visit here at Hull, by the time you see this, I will have been on the Haunted Mansion. I definitely will have ridden by the time you see this. We'll be doing that Tuesday and get that video out the same day, and then you'll see this report stated is that on Wednesday. So we will have already been on the attraction. You've already seen all the ins and outs of the queue, so I probably don't have to show you a whole lot more of the footage that we have. You'll have seen it already. And I also probably won't have to tell you all about how it's going to be standby and not virtual queue, although I will confirm that now for those of you who maybe missed that video. When Haunted Mansion reopens, or when they open up the standby queue, that is obviously the end of virtual queue. There's no point in having virtual queue and a standby queue. They started virtual queue because there was no standby. That was the whole reason why they did it. So as soon as they get that standby queue back, virtual queue will be gone. I have no doubt about that. That'll be the case, and that'll be the case as of Tuesday, assuming again it opens like it's rumored to have been opened as we record this on a Monday. And before we continue that story, because there is more to it, I just want to observe real quick. It's the Jambalaya Jazz Band playing at Tiana's, which it always traditionally has, as well as playing out in the streets as well. But we've seen them perform here as well as the Royal Street Bachelors. As predicted though, they're facing this direction, but earlier today when I was here, they were facing this direction. So they are playing both directions, just depending on however they feel that day. There's no particular rhyme or reason to it as far as I can tell so far. Sometimes they'll be facing the Tiana's crowd, and sometimes they'll be facing the Magnolia Court crowd. And look at this queue. Wow. I'm losing it right now. It's making me remember all that we had lost before. But seeing all these people right now getting in this queue for the Disneyland Railroad, it makes me so happy that they get to do this again. Hi guys. It makes me so happy that they get to do this again, but also because they are doing it. That they are choosing to ride the Disneyland Railroad here at the New Orleans Square Station. And then listen, wow, the Jambalaya Jazz Band plays. This is the Disneyland that we know and love, you guys, and all it takes, or all it has taken, is just a little bit of patience. I'm losing my mind right now. This is so wonderful. And tomorrow it's just going to be even more so. Tomorrow when that opens, when Standby opens, it's going to be a great day. All right, I got to take this back though to Pirates of the Caribbean. I promised earlier. I promised earlier that there was more to that story with Pirates. There are probably a percentage of you who are asking the right question with the news of Haunted Mansion getting its standby back. You might be asking the right question. A lot of us have forgotten, I would guess, or perhaps have just assumed that nothing would change. But what about Pirates and Lightning Lane? That's the question. Lightning Lane is most definitely a thing today. It's here. They even went so far as to install Lightning Lane scanners just past the bridge there. They are not permanent. Those are they're mounted, but they can easily be removed, and they are kind of temporary looking scanners. So there is that. But the unspoken promise by Disney, and this is by Disney, the unspoken promise was that when Haunted Mansion went off standby, or went off light, or I should say, when Haunted Mansion got their Lightning Lane back, because that will happen tomorrow. Tomorrow they'll lose virtual queue, but they'll also be gaining. It'll be added to the Lightning Lane stable of attractions as it was before. Haunted Mansion was a Lightning Lane attraction prior to this. They're going to get Lightning Lane back. The unspoken promise was that by Disney was that Pirates would come off Lightning Lane when that happens, because they said, "Hi, how are you?"
So good to see you.
Hi guys. Disney said that they were adding Pirates to Lightning Lane because of the situation with Haunted Mansion. So therefore, one should infer that if that wasn't the case, if Haunted Mansion did have Lightning Lane still, then Pirates wouldn't need it. I can advise that so far I have just one source. I've been able to double check this one. I have a source that is saying that yes, Pirates will come off, will be removed from Lightning Lane. I don't know when, if it's going to happen tomorrow, because you would think, logically speaking, that should be what happens. That once Haunted Mansion is on Lightning Lane, Pirates should come off. I don't know if it's going to be right away, but I've been advised that yes, the Pirates would come off of Lightning Lane. It would be standby only, which again, boy, if that happens tomorrow, you guys, if I come to the park tomorrow morning and I rope drop and I stand by Haunted Mansion, then after I'm done with that, I stand by Pirates of the Caribbean, you can just send me to heaven at that point. we're good. By the way, if I'm not mistaken, today is a Monday, and the Columbia is setting sail on the rivers of America. I haven't been paying attention to the calendar recently, or for Columbia specifically, but there was a stretch where they were open only on the weekends. The Columbia was, but it looks like they are now hitting the water on a weekday here on a Monday. Maybe it's just for the holidays.
How we lived and worked on the high seas. The galley, captain and crew's quarters are open for your inspection. For the rest of you, we invite you to stay up on deck, feel the wind in your face, and experience the wonders of this land now known as America.
You know, there are people out there who take for granted the Columbia or take for granted the rivers of America. And they're like, it don't mean nothing. Nobody rides the Columbia. Let's fill it up with cement and put it in a car's ride. Thankfully, I don't think that's ever going to happen here at Disneyland for a variety of reasons. But I don't think that's going to happen here at Disneyland. There's a lot of things that we're afraid of, but it just won't become a reality, mostly because of building codes. Modern building codes and the way this park was built, you can't tear anything down without building something back at the same scale. You can't build on the scale they did here originally in 1955. Everything was compressed, right? You can't do that anymore. That's the reason why things are so spread out, it's because of the building codes. So, hey guys, how are you? I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about the Columbia and the river, you know, being a thing here for years to come. Okay. I cannot believe we just got through that. I've been holding that in for 5 or 6 hours. And I was finally able to download all of that to you guys. And there will be more. Obviously, as I mentioned, we'll be doing a standby, a Haunted Mansion video. Oh my gosh, I just realized what's going to happen in January when they bring back Classic Haunted Mansion. Can you imagine the hype that's going to happen when they reopen Haunted Mansion proper, after the holiday season? It's going to be mad. I'm out here in front of Tiana's right now, and it sounds a lot like it's not running right now. It sounds like I haven't heard anybody screaming. I heard somebody screaming like an hour ago, but there may be a breakdown. Let's head into Bayou Country. Wow. Love to see it, man. Love to see it. So yeah, I see the the universal language for the ride is closed from the cast members out here. Kennedy's down. Yeah, they are not serving any guests right now. Virtual queue. I said I'd be done when Haunted Mansion and Pirates are both have standby available. Maybe I should qualify that to say also when Tiana's is standby, because I've just get rid of virtual queue. There are reasons to do it. I completely understand why they did it for Haunted Mansion, for example, and I guess I kind of get it for the opening week or so of Tiana's. But this thing, they have an enormous queue here built for Tiana's. It's enormous. It can hold all the guests it needs to. Let it. You know, if they're going to do it for the Haunted Mansion, they should do it for Tiana's as well. I understand it's new attraction and everything, but I promise you, it's not so busy that they can't handle standby. I know it. I know it for a fact. And for whatever that's worth, it would help them sell more Lightning Lane too. Oh, they are selling. They are selling Lightning Lane already. No, I hate virtual queue when it's not needed. I get it for the reasons that they use it. Haunted Mansion, again, made total sense the first couple days here, but it doesn't. They don't need it here. They don't need it. So I'll be happy when this also is off of virtual queue. Guess we got to say hello or goodbye to Pooh before we continue. Bye, Pooh. All right. So there we go. I'm not a fan of virtual queue. Pooh's looking pretty busy over there. They're catching some of that spillover from the folks that aren't being able to ride Tiana's right now. Still not bad though. They're gonna post that at like 30 minutes on the board, right? But that's probably 20 minutes, even if it's out here in this little nook. still not bad.
Look at them hanging around. Maybe they're about to open.
Yeah, there you go. They're calling it 25. And that's still a very easy 25 minutes. 15, probably. Sounds like they're getting ready to reboot Tiana's. Hey, guys. Know that when that happens, though, if Tiana's goes down, that's when you start to get a little bit more weight. You know, your weight in the virtual queue return will get impacted. It'll grow. But as long as they keep that thing running, virtual queue should be pretty breezy. Are they? Oh, yes, they are. We were here in our last state of report, and everything on the river was closed. Mark Twain, Columbia, and the Davy Crockett canoes, but I see canoes on the water. Like, everything is coming up roses right now. It's all coming up roses. The only thing that's not rosy is that,
see, that's what I thought.
I don't know what I want to use a non-sweary swear word, that reservation system, that flim-flarm reservation system. You know, the best part about getting rides like Haunted Mansion up to full speed, Tiana's, Pirates and all that, the best part about having all those attractions online again is that it takes the pressure off some of the other bigger attractions like Rise of the Resistance. When, you know, the more attractions are down, those guests have to go somewhere. And it applies also to attractions that aren't fully available in standby, because the virtual queue is, you know, it works the same way as FastPass. It's not FastPass, but in terms of displacing guests, in terms of displacing a body that is in a queue, the person who's in the Haunted Mansion virtual queue right now is elsewhere. Their body is in Rise of the Resistance or Smuggler's Run or something. But if you have standby in Lightning Lane instead of just virtual queue, then you get the, you know, the distribution of the guests are different, and it's more economical, it's more equitable. I didn't even look at that queue, by the way. We got to turn around. I wasn't even watching. I thought I saw it in section 3. Yeah, there it is, section 3. Over here. Which tells me that it's a little bit, yes. But for the good guys, though, so. Hey, guys. It looks like it's moving okay. Not too dense or impacted. I'm going to call that, if there's no Lightning Lane influence, I'm going to call that a posted 60, but more like 45, perhaps. Oh, they're calling it 75. Okay. Yeah, that says 75 minutes. Got some Lightning Lane guests flowing in. Lightning Lane is pretty empty, nothing happening there. Yeah, they're calling it 75, but it's not. I mean, it's probably not 45. Maybe it's a little higher than that. I would agree with you, or I wouldn't argue if the standby wind up being something like 50 or 60, but it's not 75. Not with a Lightning Lane queue like that. You could do the math on those section 1, section 2, section 3 type stuff. It's about 20 minutes inside, 7 minutes in the cave, 27. Sections 1, 2, and 3 are about 6 minutes each, 18. That's 45. That's 45 to get you to the Ray Room. Break time, Tatooine sunset. Time to go look at the tip board, but before we do, I noticed when I was ordering this, I don't know how I missed it. I gotta look at Theme Park IQ more often because he does things. Theme Park IQ will tell you when things are added to the menu. How's it going? He's got a whole like an alert type system. Anyway, oh there we go. But there's a poly wrap at Ronto Roasters. They've added a new sandwich. It's an Italian, basically. It's an Italian sandwich in a wrap at Ronto. We have to try that soon, quick. All right, let's see if my thoughts even though it looks crowded out there, there's a lot of people out in the park right now. I still think it's going to be a manageable day. We haven't really been able to measure very many queues so far, but I do think it's manageable. And Autopia is at 15 minutes. There we go. 15 minutes and a return time of pretty much now. Buzz is just 30 minutes, but a return time of 2 hours. Interesting. Indiana Jones, an hour. No more Lightning Lane. They're gone. Small World is 20 minutes. That's light for the holidays, but that's because people are waiting to ride at night. We could show up here at 5:30 and that number will double. And you can see that people are also booking Lightning Lanes for Small World where they never would have before. Almost 5 hours from now. Matterhorn, 30 minutes. Very manageable standby at 30 minutes. My apologies. But return time is in almost 8 hours. Boy, I really would like to do a Lightning Lane test on a day like this where return times are like that and not now like we were getting in our last test. Same thing for Runaway Railway. 60 minutes. That's officially busy. 60 minutes and a return time of 8 hours, 8.5 hours. Smuggler's Run, 90. All right, we're right next door. We'll check in on that. Put that to the test. 5 hour return time. Pirates, nominal 30. Return time in 3 hours. Roger Rabbit's a pretty standard 45. Boy, people are buying Lightning Lane today. They are buying a Lightning Lane today. Wow. Return time in almost 8 hours also. Incredible. Space Mountain, an hour. Return time for 11 p.m. You see what I mean? Like, this is like that first time I did it. And people were like, David, you're doing it all wrong. That's fine. Yeah, maybe. But what if I do show up at 11 and I want to use Lightning Lane? You can't. Just give up. That's what this is. You can't show up. You can't. Sorry. I gotta go to the big can. There are some days where you simply just can't show up and use Lightning Lane. It's a shame that it can't be used more casually, more often. That on a day like this, if you show up today at 2 o'clock and you try to buy a Lightning Lane, just put the money back in your pocket. Don't bother, because you're not going to be able to use it anyway. You can't use it. All these are all the good ones are gone till tonight, almost midnight. You'll be here. Is that your plan? Stay till midnight? Okay. Star Tours, 30 minutes. Return time of 2 hours. When Star Tours has a return time of 2 hours, that's not good. Meanwhile, Rise is just 55 minutes. They brought it down from that 70. We were right on that. They had it at 75. They brought it down to 55. Return time, well, that's pretty high. Return time of 2 hours for a paid Lightning Lane. And Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which is now open, is temporarily closed. Bump. And I just realized that I had Lightning Lane only on there, so we'll scrub through real quick. We'll scrub through and look at Alice's 10, Astro 10. This is what we're going to find. I think the standby queues are going to be, the non-Lightning Lane queues are going to be pretty standard. Sir Casey Jr. That's what happens on a busy day. They stay the same. Whereas it's the Lightning Lane attractions that get hurt. Gadgets 35, standard. Dumbo 30, standard. Nemo 25, standard. Jungle Cruise 40, standard. Mad Tea Party, King Arthur's Carousel, 5 minutes each, standard. Winnie the Pooh 25, it's not. We rode by there. Runaway Railway went up to 75 in the last couple of minutes. While we're recording this, it went up to 75 minutes. My goodness. And Toad's 20, Peter Pan 50. I'll be the judge of that. Pinocchio's 20. Yeah, all standard. The standby stuff, the non-Lightning Lane attractions they stay pretty much the same, no matter how busy it gets typically. That does tell me that it's busy, yes, but it's not madness right now. This as we predicted at the top of the show at the Main Street Station. I figured we would find a busy day but manageable. And for me, manageable means that you have options. You have plan Bs if you can't get on the big ride, Space Mountain, Indiana Jones, that kind of thing. Standby attractions, non-lightning attractions are always great, like time fillers and backups. And they're also fun. That's why I love those so much sometimes. They are a lot of fun, and they also are easy to get on and off. let's go see what's happening at Smuggler's Run, because I don't believe what that app was telling me. You know, before we go, I didn't get a chance to walk through Tiana's today. That's one of the dining locations that I like to use to do a little recon. So we'll pass through Docking Bay 7 to see how dense things are. It is 3 o'clock, so it's not exactly prime time for the lunch crowd or the dinner crowd. So I'd expect it to be light, and such it is. Lots of space here. This place, even though it's huge, it is often difficult to find a table, but there's lots and lots of seating here right now. And hi guys. And there was also tables out there in that expanded area outside too. So that's not too bad. Although, like I said, it's 2:55, so not exactly the premium time to be dining. Pretty crowded out here though. Wow. Ray's out. Don't see Chewie or R2-D2. But yeah, that's a pretty lively crowd out here for this common area in front of Smuggler's Run. And we can confirm there, that does still say standby 90 minutes. And as much as I like going into this queue to like confirm or deny if that situation is accurate, I know it's also probably foolhardy. It's a fool's errand, as it were, because we don't know how many pods are open. We don't know how many carousels are available, and if they're down a couple ride vehicles, because that will greatly impact standby. So no matter what queue I see in there, I don't know if I'll ever be convinced that it's the right queue to get into or not. You know? I'm good. Wow. Nope. That's all. All I had to see was those guests posted on the rail right there, and I knew that is not a queue that I want to get into, even if it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's just no way. That's just not. I wouldn't know if I want to get into a short queue, but I'm not getting into a long one. God dang. Man, you do not want to see people posted up against the rail like that at that point in the queue in standby. Definitely do not want to see that. That is a no-go for Smuggler's Run. So I guess we'll call it an afternoon here at Galaxy's Edge and take this opportunity, like we often do, to do a little commentary. I'm in such a good mood that I'm almost loath to bring this up, but it's what we do here. Stay at Disneyland is not only do we do queue science and look at things and talk about what's happening in the parks right now, but there's also news happening around the Disneyland company, the Disney company, related to Disney parks. This week, one thing that I have observed is that at Disneyland Paris, they're about ready to install a new pricing system. They're going beyond Tier 0 through Tier 6. If that weren't already complicated enough, if that weren't already annoying enough, that there are 6 different prices for a single day ticket, Disneyland Paris is going to be testing. Hi, how are you? Disneyland Paris is going to begin using a system that is much closer to the airline system of tickets, airline ticket system, where the changes could change right now, or the price could change right now. It's hourly, it's minute. It's the ultimate flex pricing. How they are going to do that, I have no idea. Or what is, I don't even know how to properly describe it other than to say the price for a ticket today at Disneyland Paris could be different than it is tomorrow for the same day. So you like when you book a flight on an airline, right? They have flex pricing also, and they also price things for the season and things like that. But it also fluctuates every day, every hour it changes. So people are often talking about how they want to lock in an airline price. What do you want to do? People are going to be oh my God, I don't even know if it's possible to game that system. I don't know if it's possible to try to figure out, to crack the code on hourly pricing, and that perhaps that's the goal. But I bring that up because A, it sucks. It's terrible. It's like, it's bad for guests. It's only good for Disney. No matter what they try to tell you, no matter how they try to spin it, no matter how anybody else tries to spin it, it's not good for the guest. It simply isn't. And it's only going to create more anxiety and disfavor. But that's actually not the reason why I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up because it is often the case that Disneyland Paris will test that kind of thing. They were the first ones to do that. Were they first? When they started doing the individual lightning lane system, I remember doing a news video saying, just wait, that's going to happen here at Disneyland. And sure enough, it did. It took about a year, I want to say. It took about a year. I don't know how long it's going to take for it to arrive here at Disneyland, but you can bet that Walt Disney World will be paying very close attention to how that rollout works at Disneyland Paris. Stay tuned in the next year or so to find flex pricing hourly for a ticket to Disneyland. Not looking forward to that. Happy to be back in Fantasyland, checking out the fact that we have 2 trains at Casey. Awesome. That means it's an automatic go. Don't even have to look at the queue. 2 trains at Casey Juniors is a go situation. Even if you see that queue running all the way down the stairs, even if it's running towards Dumbo, 2 trains is a go. All these guests are going to be on our train in the next 15 minutes, tops. Just taking a brief look at this crowd from up here. I don't know why I don't do this more often, just to get an eye on the density, but this isn't bad. That's not bad right there. Right there you often get a pinch point because it's where Dumbo meets the carousel at its nearest point. And plus if you've got looks like there's 4 wide on strollers there. You got 4 wide on strollers. At that point right there, you're gonna get a pinch, but it's actually kind of deceiving. This is a little bit more accurate. Same thing, Pinocchio, where Pinocchio meets the carousel also is a pinch point, and it feels like you're gonna lose your mind on a busy day when you walk through here. But when this space that I'm in right now, when this space is crowded, then you know, you're kind of screwed. But this is too bad. There's no queue. By the way, there's no queue for the carousel. Whoa, what is that? Do you guys hear that?
For those riding with a child, we ask that you please fasten the safety strap around your child. Please fasten the safety strap around the child's waist if their feet do not reach the top of the stirrups.
There's nobody on the mic. That's a recording. There was no cast member on the mic right there. Usually that recording, the safety spiel, is done by a live cast member. Have they replaced that with a recording? I mean, it sounded like a recording, right? It did sound like one. I want to. You know what? I'm going to stand by. We'll look at some more attractions here, obviously in Fantasyland, some dark rides, and I'll wait for the next announcement to see if it sounds the same. As for those dark rides, Pinocchio's looking good. It was posted at 20 minutes, I think, on the app. Nothing out here. This is rather delightful. This is a go, go, go. Guys, when you're at Disneyland, hit those, on a busy day, hit those non-lightning lane attractions. Such a bargain compared to, look at what's going on. Is Snow White closed? Wait a second. It's gotta be closed. There's like 10 people in there. Yes, she's posted. Okay, it is closed. So we can't really measure that. Now they called Peter Pan 50 minutes on the app, and it's probably close to that because I'm seeing the gift shop side over here, the Merlin side, that's full. The outer chain is full. Don't like to see that. And this section right here, these are often empty on a not busy day. It looks like they've even tried to grow it a little more. Very full. But it's posted. It's hilarious. It says 30 minutes. That's probably why it's as full as it looks like now. People saw 30 minutes on Peter Pan and they came running because it was 50. It was 50 when we looked at the tip board, but yeah, I don't think so. At 8:30. That's one of the few times where I've seen it wrong on the low end. Usually when I come by Peter, I'm always like, nah, it's not that high. Because there's only 3 times for Peter. It's 30, 40, or 50. Mostly it's 40. It's almost always 40. And it's just a question of whether or not that's true or not. But that ain't 30. As for Toads, looking pretty standard. I mean, it's busy, but it's very, very manageable. It's standard queue. It's 20 minutes. It's about right. It's posted at 20, but that's about a 20-minute queue for Toads. Dumbo across the way was at 30. When we check the tip board, it still says 30 on the board. You know, we were just over there. I can't believe we didn't even look at that. I guess we'll have to go check. Yeah, and just like the other attractions that we've been seeing, it's longer than usual. It's longer than, you know, a slow day for sure, but it's still not bonkers that they haven't used all this. They're only using about half of those chains right there. Not a particularly dense looking crowd either. So that 30 minutes could actually be about on point, but this is pretty kind of average looking. It's kind of light actually. If you were to call this a busy day, this is light.
Welcome to the King Arthur Carousel. Please walk and watch your step as you choose the trusty steed. You are more than welcome to stand in between 2 horses. For those riding with a child, we ask that you please fasten the safety strap around your child early. Please fasten the safety strap around the child's waist if their feet do not reach the top of the stirrups. Thank you. And enjoy your ride around the king. Huzzah!
Well, that absolutely confirms that. Definitely pre-recorded. Definitely new. I'm just trying to remember. I never really paid attention or had cause to, but I'm almost positive. Yeah, right? They used to, the cast members would do that safety spiel live, just like they do at Astro Orbiter. Like they do the same, or do they? Ah, gosh, now I can't remember, man. I'm gonna need you guys to help me out. I'm gonna need you guys to cover me on this. Did cast members give that speech live on the mic here on site? And 3:13 as we head out of Fantasyland A into Fantasyland B with a quick stop first. The Mad Tea Party. Nominal. Again, it's not slow, but it's not madness busy either. This is manageable. That's 3 rotations right there, if that. 3 rotations is it's less than 20 minutes. All those guests are going to be in either this teacup or the following 2. And that's it. As for Alice, pretty standard here as well. People sleep on Alice as being a busy attraction. All they ever want to talk about is Peter Pan. But I'll put this queue up against Peter Pan any day. I really will. It can get deep. Like it is right now. Is it going past the mushroom? No, it's not. Or yes, it is. Oh, bye. Okay. Here we go. There we go. I don't even know what the poster was. I don't remember. But this is going all the way around, down, 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 and we have arrived just past the Cheshire Cat, which is back, by the way. People have been asking about that. There's the back of the queue right here. This is actually the first sort of divergent standby queue, non-lightning lane queue that I've seen so far today. Highly divergent, that is. But then again, it's like I said, it's one of those queues I'd put up against Peter Pan any day. It can get just as busy. There goes Casey, and that's Storybook Lane Canal Boats, which is actually light. This is light. No guests out here. If you don't see any guests into this first entranceway before the turnstile right there, you are in good shape. Anything inside of that is usually pretty good. All these guests will be done and in a boat in 20 minutes, most likely. It's one of the things that fascinates me about Disney parks and crowds, and one of the things that I'm proud of in terms of, you know, the work that we do here on the Estate of Disneyland Reports, and just in general at Fresh Baked, is that I try to you know, shine as bright a light as possible on the trueness, the realness of what you're experiencing, because it is often the case where our immediate desire is to just go, oh my God, it's so busy, and just freak out and lose your mind, and then that sets the sort of the mood and the tempo for the day, and you're on edge and you're trying to figure out a way to beat the crowd. But if you actually look and you observe, hi guys, if you just take a second to look at queues and sort of apply a little bit of critical thinking, and you can say, it's not so bad. This is doable. This is totally not so bad. There are things that are no, for sure, but there's so much to do at Disneyland. There's so much here, and it's not just about Space Mountain, Indiana Jones, and Roger Rabbit and all that. It's about more than that. There's so many choices and options that you could find a path, a very pleasant, enjoyable path through this park, even on a day that looks, by all appearances, to be kind of a bonkers day. It really is not. Like this, for example. This is one of those situations like, they tried to call Small World 20 minutes on the... And I'm like, well, yeah, that's because it's not dark yet. But this is not a 20-minute queue. This is the queue you would expect to find when it's dark out. Holy heck, is this busy right here. Now, I would call this a no under any other circumstance, but it's Christmas, and how do you not go on Small World when you're here, at Christmas? How do you not? How do you say no? So the question is there a time to say no? Or what is the reality of what we're looking at here? Because I might, at this point in the day, where it is, 3:19, at this point in the day, you're not going to do better. I'll say that. You're not going to do better. The further along the day gets, the darker it gets, the more likely people are going to, want to be in this space because it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Small World is. It's a joy to behold. So it's just a question of whether or not you're ready. Are you up for it? Second thing is, that's probably 45 minutes. I can't even count the number of queues. I've timed this once before, and I don't have the numbers readily available to me, but I want to say like 7 minutes per switchback. But I have no idea how many there are right now as I look at this. I want to say there's 8, maybe more. So maybe it's not 7 minutes, maybe it was 5 or 6, I can't remember. But this is, you're looking at 45 here. I haven't looked at the board. I know it said 20 minutes on the tip board. It's certainly not that. And certainly you can expect to have some competition from Lightning Lane. So that's gonna make that even more crawly, more sticky. But you're here, you want to ride Small World to the holidays, you can't skip it. You're just gonna have to just take one for the team at that point. There you go, I snuck in there. Grabbed a look, 50 minutes. 50. So we did the tip board about, I want to say maybe 30 minutes ago when it said 20. I mean, it's not unusual for that to happen. It's not unusual for it to jump like that. We just saw the reverse direction at Indiana Jones back there when it said 75, drop down to 45 in a matter of a few minutes. So anything can happen. I'm just so shocked that queue is that long this early in the day still. We still got maybe 2 hours of daylight. Gonna take a quick peek up here at the Fantasyland Theater to check in on the holiday fun with Santa and friends. Liz and I tried to do this on opening night, but we didn't realize that it closed at 5 p.m. So we have no coverage of it. We did some for, I don't know if that video's out yet. We did some for the Tourists Departing Daily channel, the acoustic channel, which I will show you some of that footage here. But it's actually kind of cute. It's if anything, it might be better than the Pixar Fest situation, just because it's Santa and Christmas music and the Straw Hatters play. Well, it's not the Straw Hatters. The Dickens band, I think it is. I can't remember. But it's better when you hear that Christmas music and you got Santa Claus and Disney characters in their Christmas costumes. It's probably not as, I don't know, festive, I guess, or there's not as many things to do here as there were for Pixar Fest, but what they do have is cuter, in my opinion, than what they had for Pixar Fest. This is, the Santa meet and greet, and the other picture spot here, and it's fun to be here. But do note that it does close at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. You turn the lights off and everything. Yeah, you remember how happy I was to see that queue at New Orleans Station? Look at this Toontown queue. It's been a minute since I've seen a queue like that for the Toontown Station. This is one of the lesser desirable stations to board at. How's it going? Because this is one of the stations. I'd say fewer people deboard here at Toontown, so you want to pick a station where there's lots of guests getting off. New Orleans Square and Main Street are the top two as far as that goes. So you're going to get fewer guests boarded here per stop. But they're running every 5 minutes basically. They got 3 trains on the track. They'll be able to handle this. But that's a busy day for the Disneyland Railroad, and I'm here for it. Guess that means we're going to Toontown next. And that looks a little intense. And oh boy, you know you're in trouble when you see a line starts here sign. When they have to tell you where the line is, that's not good. The kind cast member who was showing me the sign there said the wait time was 30 minutes ago. 30 minutes, just a few minutes ago. And now look at it. And it was 60 or something, 70, wasn't it? When we looked at the tip board not long ago. So that's just how wild things can fluctuate here. Oh my God, you guys, this takes me back to opening day. It is posted at 70 now, so they went from 70 to 30 to 70. It's a no. It's a no, guys. I don't know what else to call it. I mean, if you really want to ride Runaway Railway, then get in there, because it's going to be a pleasant wait. You know, it's an enjoyable queue to be in. But I got to think there's. Well, you're down here on this end. God, that's where I get sort of non-committal sometimes, because when you're in the far end of the park like you are right now, there's really nothing. You have to go back the way you came. You have to circle back. So you have to come. You come all this way. You come to the back end of the park to ride, presumably, either Small World or Runaway Railway. Both have incredibly long waits. Do you just turn around then at that point and just say, I don't know? God, I can't even walk through this. Take me back, seriously. Take me back to opening day. But do you change your mind? Do you just pass? Or do you just say, you know what, we've come all this way, you're pot committed, and let's just make it work? There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that choice. But it is very, very packed here in Toontown. That's cute. They're calling it 30 minutes. I think that sign's broken. I am now convinced, because it's not 30. It's down there by the door, man. There's no way. You can't take this queue all the way down there by the door and call it 30 minutes. You guys are adorable. Okay, Mickey's house is 30 minutes. You want to go see if we can find the back of the queue? Will this be like a situation we had at Smuggler's Run? So far, so good. Okay. Interesting. We've made it to the garden. We've made it to the chickens. Hello, guys. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We are now inside 30 minutes, I would say. Still no queue.
We waited maybe for about like 8 minutes, but it was like,
Wow. That's 10 minutes. That's 2 cycles. 2 trips. So if you skip all the show elements that we just passed through, this is all you have left. This is nothing. It definitely does pay, you guys. It does pay to check. And even though we had to walk through all that queue space to find that out, it did only take us just a couple of minutes. I mean, I didn't clock it or anything. I didn't look at the time, but maybe 2-3 minutes to walk through the house like that just then. 2 or 3 minutes. Your reward is like a 10-minute wait to meet Mickey versus 30 minutes to meet Minnie. Gadgets next. Back of the queue is where that lamp is right there. That's got to be 30 plus minutes, 35. Maybe they're calling it 45, which could be right. I mean, there's no lightning lane, so it's pretty consistent. Pretty consistent. I would call that probably 35 or 40. I didn't want to stop there because it was so it was so crowded. Man, oh man. Wow, yeah, this is not quite as bad as it was when the land first opened, but this is as busy as I've seen it in quite a while. You make your bargains, you make your deals when you come to Toontown. That's for sure. You just got to know what you're getting into. Get your head right before you come in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, set your expectations, get your mind right, and then that way you don't get overwhelmed by the time you get in here. Know that you're going to get your butt kicked. Know that it's just not going to go your way, probably. And once you accept that, then everything else seems to be, it's a little bit more downhill. Looks like the queue's gotten slightly more manageable. You're doing great. The queue's gotten slightly more manageable there, and so it's gone down. The stay away signal is happening. What about Roger Rabbit? I have no confidence in this being a go situation. When's the last time we had a go at Roger Rabbit, you guys? When? I can't remember. They're calling it 70 out there, and there's a whole bunch of guests evacuating. Oh my gosh. Is that bad? Oh my gosh. Okay, by the way, this is terrible. That's a lot of lightning lane right there. Although they could process that in just a few minutes. But okay, so last time we came around this corner, we were already at the back of the queue. So this is already a win versus 2 weeks ago. I turned right around. Okay, here's the back of the queue at Jessica's door in the prop room. So it's bad. It's bad. I don't know if that's 70 minutes. I would still say no. I would say no mostly because of that lightning lane queue. Look at that, man. There's got to be 30, 40 guests in that queue, and they're all going to get to go before you. But if you are a lightning lane holder, that's a queue to get into, because you're saving 70 minutes, probably 60, 70 minutes, and you're getting in right at the vehicle. It's probably the best placement. I can't think of a better one, can you? The best placement, the best mix point. No other attraction mixes you at the vehicle. It's incredibly good. Hey, you guys remember that one time we saw the Matterhorn on the tip board and it said 30 minutes? Let's find out. This way to the Matterhorn. Okay, so yeah, it's posted 70 right now. But okay, now is that right? I mean, we know that 30 was probably not likely to be a thing that's stuck. There's just no way. This is the kind of attraction that does balloon up in wait times on a busy day. Posted 70. We're just left of tree though. We're not left. Well, they're entering left, but they're not using left. Just left of tree. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Hello. Love me the Matterhorn. Tree lamp is not even being used, so that's another 3 or 4 minutes of saving. So you're looking at 9 minutes maybe saved so far. All depends now on what's happening with extended 1 through 3, which obviously I'm expecting this to be full. But if it doesn't go past, we haven't got around the corner yet. If it doesn't go past where the Matterhorns, the bobsleds drop down after the splash. Hey, or monorail, all right. Then we're good. So are we good? No, we're not. We are not good. Okay, so that's the point I was talking about right there. That's the end of extended 3. I've never actually measured this queue. I've never had the opportunity to measure that queue. That tells you how busy it is. Where the queue's in a spot that I've never seen it before since I've started. Hey, how are you guys? Since I've started doing Ride Recon. I mean, I've seen the queue this way, obviously, but I've never measured it or had the opportunity. Hi. So if this is, hey, how's it going? If this is, I think I measured this at 25 minutes maybe from that, from the tree back there, the lamp. This whole extended 1, 2, and 3 is about 20, 25 minutes. I guess if we can extrapolate. If this no, that's maybe extended 1 + 2, so it's 2/3. So you're looking at another 15 minutes. I'm guessing, maybe 17 minutes. So now it's going to take you 42 minutes just to do the side of the mountain. Did you guys follow that? Did you follow that? If extended 1 through 3 is 25, and the extended 4 and 5 back there, because that's about 2/3 of extended 1 through 3. So you got to figure that 2/3 of 25 is 15, 17, I don't know. I can't do the math in my head right now, but I'm guessing. So that's about 40 minutes, or 40 minutes just to do this extended section back here. And then however long it takes you to do right a tree, left a tree, and left, and then the return back, which are about 7 minutes each. If memory serves, 7 minutes. It's 28, 45. Yeah, you're looking at 70. And that's if it's nominal or typical lightning lane influence. We haven't even looked at that yet. No, the people are buying lightning lane today. We saw return times. This one's probably already locked out. Return times are for 10, 11 o'clock at night. This isn't bad though right now. They're not processing too many. For a busy day, this is pretty normal for Matterhorn. I've seen much worse, but this doesn't help. It doesn't help those guests. People are just walking into the Matterhorn queue though right now. They're just getting in. Like it's no big deal. Like 70 minutes push-ah. I'm not afraid of you. For real though, it's been a minute since I found a queue this far back around the side of the mountain. And, well, I've seen better queues for Finding Nemo. That ain't 20 minutes. My gosh. I've never actually measured this queue at all, so I don't know where the where the benchmarks are or what they are. But just eyeball-wise, that's 45 to an hour, I'd say. No way, that's a damn full queue, man. They're using almost all of it. It's posted at 40. You'd be doing good to get in there at 40, that's for sure. I mean, one of these days I'm gonna have to. For those folks, people are just brave, man. I've seen that all over the park today. People are just brave. They're just getting into queues. It's amazing. Another interesting observation, because I spend more than my share of time on social media, and so I hear a lot of opinions. But obviously social media is the one place that's like prime for the most negative of opinions, especially on Twitter. It's just negative. Anyway, so all I hear is like how Disney's not doing this right or Disney's not doing that right. It's not worth it. That the price is too much, or it's too crowded. But I tell you what, man, the reality is that Disney fans are a hardy bunch. They are a hardy bunch. Now they may not be showing up with the exact same frequency that they used to back in the day, because certainly there are guests who have been priced out. But I would say this is just, these guys are going for it today. Makes me proud. Makes me proud to be a Disneyland fan right now, for all these guests out here, doing what they got to do to have a good time at Disneyland during the holidays. They're just a hardy bunch. I love you guys. And that brings us to Autopia, where we saw 15 minutes not long ago. It's now posted at 40 at 4:06 p.m. They are running all 4 lanes. They are using what looks to be about maybe half of the risers up there. They are using the rotunda. So that's a pretty solid 40 minutes, I would guess. There is some lightning lane. This is just one of those. Again, it's you gotta pick your battles, man. I mean, it's better than 70 minutes for the Matterhorn. Hardy bunch, those Autopia folks. My kind of people want to wait 40 minutes to take a trip through Autopia and the Parkway and all that. Hardy group. I love you guys. Also, I think I just said that. Monorail. Always be prepared to pay your respects when you see the monorail. I need to check this stage out. I just realized we walked by Galactic Grill. They've got the Christmas stage set up. I haven't seen this yet. Hey guys. I don't know what time this is supposed to start, but it looks like they've already locked it up. They're cleaning it up and getting ready for the dance show. Let's see. Got some candy canes. Got some Hershey's Kisses. Some peppermint swirl ball things. The gingerbread man. Christmas tree. Little DJ setup. All right. It's cute enough. Go ahead and take this opportunity to ask Disney once more to bring live entertainment back to the Galactic Grill stage, to the Tomorrowland area. Bring live entertainment back. Where's Scott Bruce? Call Scott Bruce, Thomasina, and I forget the name of my favorite group. I've forgotten their name. Not the 80s All Stars, but the other group that does, like, they have the DuckTales song. God, what is the name of that band? I love those guys. Space Mountain next. That's 65 minutes right there. No action up here at Lightning Lane. It's a good start. Just a couple guests filtering in. Wow, okay. Bad. So maybe we just don't do Space Mountain today. Wow. They are just about to fill the entirety. Boy, how long do I have to stand here to wait and see if they can fill all this and get the queue out the door? Which is absolutely the no-goest of situation. You see the queue coming out the door, let's just turn around and go back. But let's see, they've got maybe, it's not quite densed up there yet, maybe 2 or 3 switchbacks here.
My stomach was killing me earlier.
Let's just go find out. Well, I waited about 10 minutes. That 60 minutes posted time is doing its job and at least stabilizing the wait time. It's keeping most of the guests away. People are still going in. They're still getting in, but they're replacing them with guests getting out. So yeah, it's still 60 minutes and the queue is still in about that same spot. By the way, Single Rider is no bargain right now either. That's the Single Rider queue. There's about 40 guests in there, I'd say, plus another 20 on the other side. So you're looking at probably 30 or 40 minutes for Single Rider also.
That one is like probably.
So it is now 4:20 as we arrive in the last part of Tomorrowland to cover, Star Tours and Astro Blasters. I guess we'll start with Star Tours this week. It's in the expanded area in there. They've got the doors open, guests are posted, not a good look. Oh, they're using almost the whole room. I saw 3 or 4 switchbacks in there. They're using almost the whole room. That's not good. Posted at 35. Busy day at Star Tours. Lightning Lane, pretty much nil right now. Just a few guests coming in at the moment. Not my favorite queue for Star Tours. I don't like to see that room back there that deep. But like I said before, you got to pick your battles. You know, it's just like dark rides. That's your best bet right now. Dark rides, Jungle Cruise, Mark Twain, Columbia. Always and never. I walked by here just a second ago. I saw the side of my eye that Buzz Lightyear was 35 and they just bumped it to 40. Got a little bit of Lightning Lane action, but this is the standby queue right here. I mean, pretty standard actually. Pretty normal for Buzz. Especially for this time of day. This is the time of day when guests start cashing in their Lightning Lanes for Star Tours and Buzz Lightyear, because you're avoiding them earlier in the day. If you're optimizing your Lightning Lane usage, you shouldn't be doing Star Tours and Buzz Lightyear before noon, obviously. And the queue is, extending past these walls. Oops, sorry. Using all of the Pixie Hollow space back there. That was a nasty queue. Standard for a busy day for Buzz, but still kind of nasty. Now look at this thing. This brings me back to that conversation we had at Small World, where it just looks really, really intense in a lot of ways. But sometimes things can be deceiving. Timing is everything. There's a parade. Let's see. Same thing we saw when we were doing the tip board. It's 4:23, which means we're an hour before kickoff for the 5:30 Christmas Fantasy Parade, so there's more guests here than you would normally find. I prefer this one, by the way. I prefer the one coming at us from backstage at Main Street. I don't know why. I feel like that's not the correct one, but I like it. Hey, how are you? Hey guys. This, okay, I don't understand this. What are they here for? You got folks saving curbs. That's curious. I've never seen that before. What? There's nothing happening here. You can't see the fireworks from there? Or I guess you could. But that's 5 hours from now. If you want to see the fireworks, get this curb, right? If you need a curb. Better yet, there's still plenty of seats out here. Are they there for the parade? Question mark. Yeah, you can still get a spot out here. Lots of room for people to catch the front row spot. Are they doing fireworks tonight? Yes, they are doing fireworks, but I'm almost positive they were there to try to catch the parade, which is unfortunate. I feel like somebody needs to say something, but again, they've left their backpacks. They're not there, so I don't know, man. We got one more stop left in this afternoon. This exciting, adventurous, not frontierish day. I don't know what I'm doing. We're in Frontierland. Not gonna lie, I am exhausted. I've been at this for a while. Well before I got here about 9:30, I think it was 10. And then I shot the Haunted Mansion stuff for a solid 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Got the video. I made the video here, which I never do. Good old CapCut. I made the video here, uploaded from here, which I never do. It's Adam the Woo style. So I am fully spent. You have no idea how brisk I walk when I do these State of Disneyland reports, how quickly we go through and how much talking I do. Well, I guess you do have some idea. You know, I came all this way to show you Big Thunder and I forgot. Big Thunder's closed, y'all. Standby is 0. Nothing to report on here. I guess I can show you these walls. I forgot to shoot this for our construction report. But Big Thunder's down for a refurb. It's going to be down for about a month. It's temporarily halted. Let's see if we can spot some construction walls and see where they're at to kind of give us an idea of what they're working on. Which, you know, that doesn't mean anything, those walls there. They're not really hiding anything. Not yet, at least. And these have been down since the ride's been down since the 18th. So that's plenty of time for them to have started whatever they're doing. But yeah, no walls anywhere, which tells me that they're most likely not working on anything that is guest facing, which was what we expected. Wow. What an incredible day. I'm so happy with how this day has turned out. As I said in the intro, I do believe that this is the best condition that we have found Disneyland in post-COVID. I feel really good about that. I mean, there's still some things that are being worked on. Big Thunder, for example, is down, but there's nothing wrong with Big Thunder. It's just getting an update. It'll be back in a couple weeks. It doesn't have to go down for 6 months or anything like that. I mean, we got the Haunted Mansion, Tiana's, the train is back. It's Christmas. The vibe is great. Awesome time to be in the parks today. What an incredible day. I sure hope that you guys are able to get here for this holiday season, because I think it's going to be great. It's going to be one of the best holidays we've had in quite a while. So glad you guys could have joined us, and I hope you did enjoy the show as well. If you did, please do consider joining our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/freshbake. if you did, please do consider using our travel affiliate getaway today. There's a link in the description. If what you see is music to your ears and you want to get more of this, then use the link in our description. Book your arrangements to Disneyland or Disney World, Cruise Line, Alani, whatever. Use Getaway today. And then follow us on Instagram at _FreshBake, on Twitter at FreshBakedDisney, that's FreshBakedDisney, and on TikTok at FreshBakedDisney. Otherwise, thanks for watching, everybody. We love you. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Fresh Baked.